I'm going to be using this opportunity to talk about innovation. Innovation is a concept that I'm extremely interested in as a school leader, and that I think that I'm going to continue to be interested in as an aspiring school leader. I think that our schools have done a really good job historically of doing exactly what they are designed to do. Unfortunately, what they're designed to do and what they need to do moving forward isn't probably going to cut it. So I'm going to use this opportunity to dive into innovation, talk to some different stakeholders, and really get a sense of how innovation fits into the overall organization from multiple levels. So like I said, this is going to be the first video in a series on innovation. And over the course of this series, I'm hoping to garner perspectives from different stakeholders, both at the school and district level. That's going to include district administrators, business managers, as well as teachers, because all of those positions are going to view the impact of innovation a little bit differently, but they all need to be somewhat in alignment to make things happen. For the purposes of this particular series, I'm going to be using George Couros' definition of innovation, which is that innovation is a way of thinking that creates something new and better. Innovation can be either inventive, where you're creating something entirely new, or it can be iterative, where you're taking an existing idea or concept and improving upon it. Innovation really is not about change for the sake of change. Unfortunately, in education, there are constantly new trends and buzzwords that are coming up, and we jump often at the new and shiny things. So it's important to think about innovation as an improvement that will take us to a place that we have never been before. So without innovation, organizations, including schools and districts, are eventually going to fail because they're unable to adapt to the changing needs of students. We've seen this with businesses all the time. So if we look at the example of Blockbuster, Blockbuster was a titan in the video rental market, and years ago Netflix went to them offering to partner with them, and Blockbuster said no. And within just a few years of that, Netflix became the #1 avenue for consuming media, and Blockbuster is no longer around. And so schools have to do the same type of pivoting that Netflix demonstrated. So my school is currently in the process of undertaking a major paradigm shift in which we are trying to transition away from the traditional model of school towards a blended and personalized learning philosophy. In South Dakota, this philosophy has been branded as Mass Customized Learning, or MCL. There are places across the country, particularly Maine and California, that have also adopted similar philosophies. But I think in general, personalization is something that we're starting to hear more and more in our the school vernacular. So unlike traditional school systems in which time is the constant and learning is the variable, Mass Customized Learning prioritizes learning at your own pace and in a context that makes the most sense for the individual learner. This initiative that we're undertaking is massive, and it involves human and digital resources. And as with any major initiative, funding and time are always the major obstacles. When undertaking an innovative approach for anything, it's important to use both in and out of the box thinking. So while the practice itself that you're attempting to implement may involve thinking of things in a way that we haven't thought of before, from a financial standpoint, we really do still need to focus on that in the box thinking. So what I mean by that is that every school and every district has a budget. And what we have to do is prioritize within that budget to allow for innovative practices to occur. So by creating a line item within a budget for innovation, we can start to prioritize how our dollars are spent in order to realize the new initiatives that we want to see take root. In the next installment of this series, you can expect to see interviews with district administrators, the business manager, as well as classroom teachers, all addressing the same issues surrounding innovative practices. I think it's really important to get the classroom perspective on how innovation impacts student learning and to understand what obstacles teachers face when trying to innovate at the classroom level. Thanks.